Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. I claim not to have controlled events, but confess plainly that events have controlled me. I don't know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. Perhaps a man's character was like a tree, and his reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is like the real thing. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. I am rather inclined to silence, and whether that be wise or not, it is at least more unusual nowadays to find a man who can hold his tongue than to find one who cannot. Upon the subject of education, not presuming to dictate any plan or system respecting it, I can only say that I view it as the most important subject which we as a people can be engaged in. Do good to those who hate you and turn their ill will to friendship. The past is the cause of the present, and the present will be the cause of the future. All these are links in the endless chain stretching from the finite to the infinite. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. I distrust the wisdom if not the sincerity of friends who would hold my hands while my enemies stab me. I can see how it might be possible for a man to look down upon the earth and be an atheist, but I cannot conceive how a man could look up into the sky and say there is no God. Common-looking people are the best in the world, that is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. A woman is the only thing I am afraid of that I know will not hurt me. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time. Let every American, every lover of liberty, every well-wisher to his posterity, swear by the blood of the Revolution, never to violate in the least particular, the laws of the country, and never to tolerate their violation by others. The greatest fine art of the future will be the making of a comfortable living from a small piece of land. Human nature will not change. In any future great national trial, compared with the men of this, we shall have as weak and as strong, as silly and as wise, as bad and as good. Books serve to show a man that those original thoughts of his aren't very new after all. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. My concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. and in the end it is not the years in your life that count, it's the life in your years. Man is not the only animal who labors, but he is the only one who improves his workmanship. It often requires more courage to dare to do right than to fear to do wrong. Character is like a tree and reputation its shadow. The shadow is what we think it is and the tree is the real thing. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses. I remember my mother's prayers and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free. You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. You can be anything you want to be, do anything you set out to accomplish if you hold to that desire with singleness of purpose. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. Folks are usually about as happy as they make their minds up to be. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today.